Call the meeting to order. It's Board of Assessors, remote participation open session meeting. Okay, the first order of business is approve the agenda. Everybody had a chance to look at that.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda for October 17th, 2023.
I'll second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next is approval of the 9/6/2023 minutes. Anybody have any questions on that? Comments? On the paragraph, the third paragraph says Board of Assessors read the minutes in June 28th. And then it says a motion to approve the agenda. Should that say minutes?
Third paragraph, let's see. Motion to approve the agenda.
As amended.
Oh, as amended. Motion to approve the minutes.
I don't know if that's supposed to be a motion to approve the minutes. As
Yeah, I
amended.
see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Probably minutes.
Yeah, okay, cool. Change that.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody have any comments on the minutes of September 6th? Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next up is the approval of the motor vehicle and trail abatement reports for September.
We had a total, that's page 4 in the packet. We had a total of 26 abatements totaling $1,754.95. Any questions on?
Just a curiosity on John Charles Cook. Is that a business or is that personal? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh,
He's got-
yeah, he's got quite a few.
Yeah, I'm just
I would assume that's a business with that many vehicles, maybe landscaping.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Kind of a, yeah,
Okay, I'm just curious.
yeah, and above it is Clark Construction, and there's,
Yeah. Okay. Anybody have any comments on the motor vehicle and trailer abatement report? I have a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the motor vehicle report abatements for 9/1/23 or 9/30/23 for September.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Approval of the August assessing department report.
any questions on that?
I do have a question. I was, it said I've forgotten where it is, but I was going through some of the building permits out of curiosity for some things. And I noticed there are a lot of building permits for solar panels. And I had solar panels installed in my house several years ago. So I have a question for you. Are solar panels considered an improvement to your property, so that would increase your valuation of your property, therefore increase your taxes?
We don't tax solar panels, and sometimes the difficulty with solar panels is some systems can be leased and not owned. So that's the difficulty with that. As far as with personal property on a business, commercial end, we do tax on that, and that's would be under personal property.
Right.
If it's
Okay.
residential, no.
Okay, that's good. I appreciate that, because there's supposed to be, you're given tax rebates to the state and all
Yeah.
this other stuff to put panels on. I said, well, if we go ahead and tax them again and add more money to their tax base, it didn't seem right. So that's good.
Yeah. It's probably more beneficial when you're selling a property. As far as adding value, it can be difficult in formulating the cost savings sometimes. And it
Okay.
probably, if a system's owned, has more appeal when someone is buying a house because of the savings. But like I said, residential is difficult to to tax on.
Okay, that's good. It's also can be a liability because if they go bad or if the roof goes under, it goes bad, so it'd be hard to know whether or not they're going to add value or detract from it. So, okay, thank you.
Linda, it says assessing department staff completed 11 abutters lists, but I should know, but what does that do?
Those are when people come in, if they're either doing some development work for a plan or whatever, or adding something, you have to notify the abutters. So
Okay.
I don't have a form right in front of me, but planning can request an abutters list. It could be like 300 feet, depending upon what they're doing, it can be the
Right.
100 feet or 300 feet. So what we do is we actually do the map. We have a system called Mr. Mapper, and we go in and whatever their request is, we generate the map with all the abutters, and then we generate the labels for that, and we provide a list as well. And we have to certify that as
Yeah.
well.
Okay, I thought that's what it was, but I wasn't
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, we actually had quite a few. We only had, I think, I'm going to mention that later in the meeting. I think we only had 3 this month, but some months we get buried with them, and then other months it's kind of sporadic.
I do have another question too. The community preservation surcharge report.
Yep.
What form does that go on when you submit it?
That is actually a Department of Revenue form. I believe it's the CP2 in Gateway.
52?
CP2 in Gateway.
C2.
CP2,
Okay.
yeah. And that's something that we're starting to submit all the forms now. That was something that I had to submit.
Okay.
Yeah. We have to report everything to the Department of Revenue this time of the year. So we kind of go right down the list in Gateway.
Okay, thank you.
Any other comments on the assessing department report?
I have another question. I got an email saying that they're going to, I forgot the technical word, but if you haven't paid your water and sewer bill, they put it onto your tax bill. Are we involved in that at all as the assessors department? Is that strictly from DPW to the tax people?
We don't get involved in that, but we do enter water and sewer liens when we do the actual bills. So I typically enter them before once we send out the bill file, I add them, the water and sewer liens, and I also add the exemptions as well at that time.
Okay, so we do sort of get involved, but not.
We do. We get more so when it's a lien, those have to be added. Yeah, and I will
Okay.
make all those additions to our financial system in Munis.
All righty, thank you.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the assessors department report?
I'll make a motion to approve the August assessing department's report.
Okay,
I'll second it.
all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, number 6, approval of motor vehicle excise tax commitment number 5 for 2023 and commitment number 8 for 2022.
These commitments are on pages 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 in the packet. And motor vehicle commitment number 5 of 2023 had 236 tax bills totaling $33,970.34. And that's on, again, as you can see on pages 6 and 7. I was wondering if I could ask the board for the approval, permission to stamp these due to the time-sensitive nature of the commitment on both of these commitments. And then the one on 22, that was just a small amount. It was just one excise tax bill totaling $34.63.
Any comments on that? Do you have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the motor vehicle and trailer excise commitment. Should I include both commitment 5 and commitment 8 here.
Yes, yep, that's fine.
Commitment 5 and 8. I'll make a motion to approve those two for 2023.
Should we also include our signatures, our,
Yes.
Yep.
And the motion to include our signatures stamp signatures on those.
second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Okay.
I see Carly's on there. I thought she was sitting there about 15 minutes with the same expression.
Just listening in, that's all. Good info for me.
There you go. Okay. Gets us to old business.
Yeah, we had 3 abutters list since our last meeting, and we mailed out applications for the exemptions and the chapter land in September. And just about every day we're receiving exemptions in our office, and the deadline for those is April 1st of 2024. So typically when we mail them out, people typically come in right away, which is a good thing. And again, those will be credited for what we've received on the third quarter bills to third and fourth quarter. And I'll do that in December. And I also wanted to mention the chapter land application was extended, the deadline to December 1st. So that's a change. It used to be October 1st. That was extended to December now. And I also submitted the growth, which you probably saw. We've been approved. We were approved yesterday. So that was submitted on Friday, and yesterday I received the approval. So the LA4 and the LA3 have been approved. And now the next step is to get ready for the classification hearing, and I'm waiting on a date to be determined for that. And you can, if you want to view them in Gateway, you can see that I can actually even go over the amount. As far as the growth, the valuation, we had 55,459,130 with tax dollar value of 1.128 million. So we've been quite busy. Air's been very busy with growth. And then the LA4 comparison, that's something that you can also view. And I'm sorry I didn't include it in the packet because we just got it approved yesterday and the packet had already gone out. But that does a breakdown of, I'll actually show you, this is the form here. That gives a breakdown of the parcel count and the growth. And that's called the LA4 comparison report. So we had quite a bit of growth for FY 2024.
I was just looking at that earlier today, and I had a question about the land that was labeled industrial and commercial. It didn't have the number of parcels on it. It just said 0. And was it all included under the same grouping?
If you go, were you looking at the LA4 comparison, or were you looking at the LA4, which is the assessment?
I think it was the assessment, LA4.
Okay, if you go to the comparison, it does list it there.
Okay.
Well, but if you go on the LA4 comparison report, which is right here.
Okay.
That's in Gateway. It does list that. Let's see, for
I
industrial.
printed them, but I didn't do that. So.
Yeah. We had 103 parcel. It actually stayed the same for FY 2023 and FY 2024, but the value went up on there.
Mhm.
4% increase in assessed value. So that comparison report will give you a little more detail as to
Okay.
the differences between FY 23 and FY 24 for parcel count and assessed value.
So the last column where it says percentage going up, that is the assessed value, I'm assuming?
Yeah, the assessed value difference.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it breaks it down by the percentage. So it does the
Mhm.
assessed value difference and the assessed value percentage difference as well.
Okay.
So, and it actually does the parcel difference like numeric also, so you can see that as well.
I noticed it was red, a little red something in the box and it said, assessed. Something about going up 5%, but I noticed the other had said 10.7% on one and different ones anyway, it was very interesting.
Yeah, you're probably talking about on page 3 of that LA4 comparison. It says the residential class values changed more than 10% from the previous year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of growth. And
Mhm.
every day we're getting building permits, stack of them in, so it's a lot of people doing additions, finished basements, bathrooms.
Mhm.
So,
Was there much I didn't look at the form myself, but is there much commercial growth?
yeah, there's been actually a few commercial additions. We did have that Auto Palace that's next to that Hannaford or Shop and Save.
Yeah, yeah.
That was some growth that we had. And there was also some industrial, that air moving and storage. Platt Builders put in a big mezzanine in there. Cantagna, they've done some work there, so that's part of the growth.
Good.
Yeah, so, but definitely the residential seems to be, that's more of an increase,
Mhm.
definitely. And even in the rental market, we're getting requests, people upgrading apartments, adding AC, stuff like that. So
Good.
it's nice to see. And as far as new business, that was my next thing is Panther Place. I don't know if you've seen that across from the high school, but I was just down there yesterday, and number 8 and 10 Briggs the frame. 8's almost done. 10 started the frame, and then the foundations for 3, 5, and 7 have been added in. So those are all closing around 800,000. So
Wow.
it's amazing, and they're only like, I think the maximum for like 2,300 square feet. So
Unreal.
yeah, it is unreal, and
Scary.
it is scary. So, and that's all that I have for old business and new business.
Any other old business? Any new business? Okay, we'll have to go into executive session. So the next meeting we already discussed was November 15th at 2:00, right?
Yep.
Okay, and we'll go into executive session and we'll adjourn out of executive session. Okay. Let's go into executive session pursuant to General Law C-30A, Section 21A. Do I have a second for that?
Second,
Ruth, how do you vote on that?
Aye.
Jim, how do you vote?
aye.
And the chair votes aye. So we're in executive session now?